I've been using Claude Code for a really long time now, but I'm kind of tired of working in a terminal. I don't really like it. So I've been trying out the Codex app on Mac, which I really love. I love the UI, but I am still missing some features and possibilities. Like you can only use the GPT models for now, and yeah, just some other features that I thought would be useful. So I built my own version of it and called it Noodle.ai. That's Noudle. And it's free. You can just download it on my website. Let me show you what I made. So let's hop on my computer.
All right. When you first open Noodle, you'll have this screen in front of you. So you have to open a project. So opening a folder, you can either press this button, but also here in the projects here in the top left, you can just press this plus folder button. You just select the folder that you want to open. And now this is the folder or the path that you're working in. If you try to send in a message, it'll say nothing is configured yet. So you don't have your API keys or your subscriptions authenticated in the app. So to do that, you click on this button, or you could also get there from the settings and provider keys. You can either log in with your subscriptions, your ChatGPT Plus Pro or Anthropix Max, or you could use your API keys here in the bottom. One thing that I do have to mention is that this is technically against Anthropix policies. So using Claude Code subscription anywhere outside of Claude Code is technically ground for them to ban your account. So that is possible that will happen. It hasn't happened to me. I've been using this a lot, but use your Claude subscription at your own risk. So I just click on authenticate to log in. It'll open the browser. Let me just log in quickly. And then you get to the screen, you just press continue to sign in with Codex. Then you are connected. For Anthropic, it's a little bit different, but pretty similar. You just log in, press authorize, and then it gives you a token. You copy that and paste that right back in there. Now your account is authenticated as well. So we can go back to our session here. In the bottom, we can select our model. So it shows all the models that we have credentials for, and you can favorite them here in the little star. So I'm gonna favorite Codex 5.3 and Opus. So I got these two models favorited. Using the Command M command, you can switch between them really easily. If your model allows it, like Codex 5.3, you can change the reasoning levels by Command 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'll see here, like low, medium, high, and extra high. So it's just a way to quickly change models in it says. So you don't have to click and click again. It's just a lot more. I like shortcuts to make my workflow a lot faster. Let's still to do something real simple. So build a website in a single HTML file with CSS for a restaurant. I'm just asking something really basic that it's gonna complete quick just to show you how it works. While that's running, I really like this feature. If you click on this little notes section here, you can keep track of your notes here. So in this project, blah, 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 blah. You can write whatever you want to write to keep track of what you're doing, what stuff you got going on. And if you hit the /, you can add like titles, or you could add a checklet. You could nest with tab as well. So you can keep track of your to-do list of the stuff that you need to build and features and stuff like that. I used to work with like Claude Code in the terminal, then I had a separate terminal to run the app, and then I had Notion to keep track of my to-do list and things that I need to get done in the app. And it's all scattered, and now it's all in one place. Because the terminal is actually right here. We have an integrated terminal right here, so you can run the app. You can also toggle that open and close with Command T. And if you close it, it doesn't stop the terminal from running. So if you have the app running, you could just Command T and close it. It just minimizes. It'll keep running. So it created a website. Let's just tell it to open it for me. So it actually made this. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be from that little prompt that I gave it. Okay, so next up, one really simple feature that I love is that it gives me notification sounds whenever the agent is done or it needs input. With other like Claude Code, I know you can set it up, but it doesn't come with it like out of the box. And the same with the Codex app or the Codex CLI tool or Gemini CLI. It doesn't let you know when it's done. And I'm waiting for it to run. I'm doing other things in the meantime, and then I'll lose track of it, and then I'll come back to it, and I've wasted so much time. So here, I have a notification sound every single time, so I know exactly when it's done and I can get right back into it. You can also run multiple sessions at the same time. So this is really handy when you have like 4 different agents running in parallel, and you know exactly when one's done because you hear the notification and you see a little check mark here in the sidebar. The main agent also has the ability to call sub-agents. So I could say, for example, I want you to spawn 4 sub-agents to look at this website and redesign it. So make them create a separate HTML file with their redesign, all in different styles. So it's going to spawn 4 agents, you'll see right now. Agent 1, Agent 2, Agent 3, and Agent 4. So it's got all 4 agents running, and you can keep talking to it while those 4 agents are running. That won't interrupt them. When this is done, you'll also get the notification sounds. You can also create custom agents, which brings me to the next screen. And you can tell the agent to call specific agents as well. So you can say spawn the coding agent or spawn the planning agent to plan this out, and then switch it to coding agent when the plan is done, or stuff like that. So you can create whole workflows with different agents and create a little team. To create a new agent, you could click on this button here, and you have the MD file here on the right, the metadata, so the name, the description of the agent, the tools that it's allowed to use. You can also like make it so it can no longer run bash commands, it can no longer write files or edit files, it can only read. So with this, you could create an agent that does research in your project, so it can't edit anything, and you know it can't because it literally doesn't have the tools to. But if you don't want to do all this by hand, you could tell our agent in the left portion of the screen here to do it for you. I want an agent that whenever I have a bug, it does research within my code, so it analyzes the code and tries to think of different scenarios of what could be wrong, and then tells me which is the most probable one, and then switches to the coding agent to implement the fix. Bug research handoff agent, that's what it renamed it to. Gave it a description, gave it this prompt here. So it now has a system prompt that has clear instructions on how to debug something. Usually I go into depth and like check out exactly what it wrote and see if I gotta tweak it. This is just for demonstration, so I'm not gonna look into this one too much. Next up, agent skills, of course. You could create a new skill the same way. You can either install an existing skill that you found on the internet, or you could create a fresh skill from start. And there's so much you can do with these skills. I'm gonna make another video like in depth of just the skills section and what you could do, some demos and how to set it up. There's a lot of content on YouTube already that shows you how to use agent skills. I'll just show you quickly my favorite use case that I have for it. If I go to my Noodle project, which is this app, so yeah, I'm building the newer versions of Noodle inside of Noodle. If I've built some new features or made some changes that I want to ship, I just hit /, which opens up the skills, and you can just run ship. So it'll run the ship skill and it'll start shipping it. I just interrupted it because I don't actually want to ship anything right now. But basically what it does, it is taking the latest commit that we have in our GitHub repo, building it so it has the installer files for Windows and Mac, and then it releases those on GitHub releases and automatically updates the download buttons on my website, which is a separate project, but it knows to update those download buttons and then publish the website. All I gotta do is type ship. You can also do it with natural language, so I can say, please ship this, and it'll know to use the ship tool. So I'm gonna interrupt it again. To see the coding changes that it made, when you see the tool call here that it was editing this file, you can click on it to see the differences that it made in the code. So here it was just bumping the build number. And you can also open the diff panel where you can see all the changes. So it'll show like a card for each file that it has changed. You can collapse them and expand them to make it like easier to read. Because if they're all open, for me it's like looks a bit chaotic. So yeah, obviously you have the GitHub tools here. You can just press commit and it'll commit it. So you have GitHub integrated, you have the terminal, you have the tools, you have agents, skills. We also have MCPs, of course. The last thing I want to show you is the feature that I'm most excited about, because I haven't seen this in any other coding agent apps or coding agent platforms or whatever. So I like to run my Claude Code or my Codex with full permissions. So, or Claude calls it dangerously skip permissions. So I don't have to constantly like allow it to run commands or yes, you can do this, yes, you can do that. I just want to give it a prompt and let it run. It does come with some risks because your agent could accidentally do something in another folder or in your computer or in your machine that you don't want. To fix this, I've created this feature which gives you different environments to work in. So let's create a folder here called test environment. And if I click on local machine here, you can create a new environment called test environment and select that folder. And now you'll see the projects are empty. So we can switch back to different environments here and open it. So test. So now we have a project inside of this environment, which is like a sandbox environment. It's not a true sandbox environment, but it is unable to run commands outside of the scope of this path. So if I tell it, let's see, I have the testing subagents folder here. So I'll tell it, delete the folder on my desktop that is called testing subagents. And you'll see that it won't be able to. See, I can't access or delete folders outside of this workspace. I'm restricted to, and then it gives us the file path that it's in. So this allows us to run it on full access here without running the risk of it going rogue on your machine. I'm super stoked about this feature. And more features are going to come. I want to be able to connect it to a VPS soon and a mobile app, so you can bridge your phone to your machine or to whatever VPS you have connected there, and you could walk away from your computer and work on it while you're on the subway or while you're waiting for your McDonald's order or whatever. So you could code on the go. But that is a feature that I will build out in the next weeks. Hopefully I'll have it out really soon. If you want to use Noodle, just go to noodle.ai. and you can download it right here for Mac and for Windows. Soon I'll also build it for Linux, so that'll be up. The website is unfinished, but the download buttons are working. Lastly, I do want to show you this. So anytime that you guys are using Noodle, it's very early on in our project, so I'm sure you're going to encounter some bugs here and there. When you do, you can report the bug, or you could give me suggestions on some things that you wish to see in Noodle, or some things that are annoying, or whatever it is. You could tell me here and I'll look at everything and I'll do my best to make this app as good as I can. I'm already really excited about the state that it is in right now. It is my favorite coding environment already, and it's not even done, so I'm pretty stoked, and I hope that you guys will also enjoy it. If you watched all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you so much, and please go and try my app and tell me what you think of it. Tell me in the comments, tell me through this feature. I'm going to look at all of them and make this app the best I can. See you in the next video.